Well, the ongoing government shutdown has many speculating over the impact to the ag economy. In this week's Champions of Rural America, we review newly introduced legislation aiming to prevent the situation from happening again in the future. Congressman Dusty Johnson of South Dakota joins us now with the latest. Congressman, thank you. A pleasure. Before we get into the legislation, I don't know if you heard, we just reported on a potential aid announcement coming next week. Any insight here? Any expectations on what our farmers could see?
On one hand, I hate this, and I know producers hate this. I mean, we just don't want to condition, soybean America, bean and corn America to look to the government when times get tough. And yet, we still got to get through this incredibly difficult harvest time. We are going to have, already we got a lot of storage on farm, at least in South Dakota. What are we going to do with soybeans? And as you led with, China's been out of the market. To my knowledge, there is not a single order of soybeans from North Dakota or South Dakota that are heading to the Pacific Northwest for this harvest season. It is unprecedented. We do have some tariff revenue, as you mentioned, and I know the president and a lot of us in Congress feel like we have got to have some assistance to help producers get through this difficult next few months.
Well, in addition to these trade issues, all eyes now on this government shutdown as well. Congressman, you have called this stupid. You have stated that you are not going to take a paycheck until the situation is resolved, but you will continue to work for a resolution. Outlook here. Can a resolution come to terms quicker than later?
The key deadline is October 16th. That's when civilian employees would normally get their paychecks. If we've got Border Patrol agents, TSA agents, and others who keep this country safe going without a paycheck, that is going to put them into economic turmoil. And it's going to be one more reminder to America of how insane it is that Congress has not finished its work yet. I am the lead House sponsor. Ron Johnson in the Senate is the lead sponsor over there of a bill that would just stop this nonsense. We are one of the very few countries in the world that when the politicians can't get an agreement, we shut down the whole federal government. Our bill would do what a lot of countries do, which is, listen, you miss the deadline, automatically there is funding triggered. October funding would basically be the same as September funding. There wouldn't be a big win for Republicans. There wouldn't be a big win for Democrats. It just gives us more time to get things done. These shutdowns are stupid.
Talking about the Eliminate Shutdowns Act, something to keep this from happening again. Talk about how South Dakotans, Western Americans alike, stay positive that their elected officials are going to continue to work for them.
People do get frustrated, and listen, they get it. The government shutdown is not the end of the world, but that isn't that's not our benchmark. We know that the last shutdown 7 years ago took $11 billion out of the American economy. This is not a time where we want to have self-inflicted wounds. There are clearly big negotiations we have to do about to what degree to fund each of these agencies and what we're going to do with some COVID-era health care subsidies. We should be doing those negotiations while the government is open. We should not be doing those negotiations while the government is closed. I've been a little befuddled by those holdouts who want to keep it shut down. Let's open it back up. Let's fund this thing until Thanksgiving, and let's get our work done between now and then. I think we're on the cusp of getting that done in the next week or two, but we do need to also pass the Eliminate Shutdowns Act, because this should be the last time we play with this kind of nonsense.
Congressman, a lot of farmers, producers watching right now, seemingly dealing with one of the most difficult times in ag, costs, trade, now this shutdown. Your words, your message?
They are incredibly resilient. Yes, they have some frustrations, but there is still a can-do attitude, particularly to those I talk to in the row crop environment. They know cattle prices are good. They know corn and beans are soft, but they know that at some point we are going to get more bilateral trade deals. We are going to push up the amount of American products that are sold overseas. Of course, these low prices always are in cycles. We're going to come out of this cycle. They just are really hopeful that their federal government can walk with them here during the difficult weeks and months ahead, and we are going to do so.
Congressman, I know you also recently introduced a bill to require the U.S. Department of Agriculture to update base acres for farms. What are some of the provisions here in this bill? What can farmers look forward to?
It's pretty good, straightforward. I mean, for 40 years, we've been using old data about who's growing what and where, and garbage in, garbage out. That data is used for all kinds of other programs. In corn country particularly, we know that a mandatory base acre update would bring a lot of benefits. Now, the farm bill that we passed on a bipartisan basis out of the House Agriculture Committee did have a voluntary base acre update. That does not have the same broad benefits as a mandatory base acre update. Let's make sure that when we're designing these risk management programs that we're using good data. My bill would get that done.
Congressman, as always, we do appreciate you taking the time to join us here. Congressman Dusty Johnson of South Dakota.